In phase 1 of this project, 40 to 60 objects have been selected, and these objects selection has been determined by not only their significance but also in terms of the variety and types of deterioration that they are subject to at the moment, or they have been subject to over the centuries, and also in terms of the variety of the materials and the technologies, so that in this first phase we get an idea of how to address the conservation of the terracotta objects of a certain type, the clay objects of a certain type, the objects that are made of copper alloys, the objects that are made of ferroalloys, or some wooden objects, and some stone objects. So it gives an overview of the processes that will be involved. It will establish the protocols of conservation for the space, open to discussions, open to critical evaluation, so that the best efforts may come forward in the interest of the historical treasures here, made of earth. To outline it, there is going to be, well, the fact is there is an establishment of a very practically set up conservation space and facility with just the right amount of tools and equipment to seed it, to seed the activity. No waste of resources, no underutilization of resources, no equipment lying fallow. The equipment is based on the project activity, phase-wise. Conservation is supposed to go, it's like a mother's effort. The child will grow up and the child will be celebrated, I think. So that's okay. It usually goes unseen. Done well, because then they're not required, they're not seen. So preventive conservation as a philosophy means to do any action or actions on a collection to avoid future risk of damage. A stitch in time saves 9 is a very important adage, and it is not a cliche, it's a fact. And that is why our work also becomes important, not just for the conservation of the objects here, but for passing on these nuances and the intricacies and the technicalities and the professional ethics and the moral values of conservation to all the people who are willing to take part in this project. And it's a team effort. Just as the spread of Buddhism has been all over the world.